Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily spiritual podcast that makes ancient wisdom relevant today. With your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York, Kastuba. Welcome to the show. This is episode 1338.
Okay.
Hey.
It's nice to hear it every episode. Just
I know too. It's like, okay,
one.
this is where I am in my life today. It's sort of like when they... It's sort of like when we accepted like the Christian, what is it, the Gregorian calendar or something like that. It is the year 4. It's like, okay, it's the year 4. Thank you very much. Okay. What if you were born? What if you were born in? When were you born? Well, I was born in 4. When were you born? Oh, I was born in 10. Where were you? -4. I was born in -4. What were they saying before -4?
Oh,
I'm sure they weren't saying that. They wouldn't even known it was -4 because Christ was
different calendars. They
had different calendars. Isn't that fascinating?
Do some research on that, right? Write a paper.
Christians really won. If you gotta hand it to somebody, the Christians won.
Not everywhere.
The whole world. Yes, the whole world. If I say what year it is, the whole world. I don't care what religion you are, wherever you're from, they're going to say it's 2024.
Are you sure the whole world?
1 point Christianity. Huh?
I guess maybe to play by the international rules you'd have to, but like, what if you go to Israel? Let's find out that. Like, what did they consider it?
They're going to say it's 2024. You're saying this, they're not going to say it's 2024?
Well, maybe, but what about in their synagogue? How do they speak about it?
I know. I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
They won. At least they got a good,
Was it a competition?
In a lot of religious people's eyes, it is.
Okay.
Oh,
no different names for the months. No, but I'm asking Martine, like, if you go into the synagogue and they talk about the year this happened or the year that happened, would they use? Because even like in our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we say
we'll say
Garubda, right?
Garubda, the era they count from Lord Chaitanya's appearance.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's interesting.
And
we could start it way back.
Ethiopia is on a different calendar. They haven't won there yet.
Ethiopians are not saying 2024.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like 5643 or something like that.
Anyway, join Wisdom of the Sages for our spiritual pilgrimage to sacred India from October 17th through the 31st.
It'll be
We'll
wild.
explore the holy cities of Jagannath Puri, which we're all excited for, Udaipur, Nathdwar, Rishikesh, Haridwar, and Govardhan, Vrindavan. Check out the details on raghunath.yoga and soon to be posted on wisdomofthesages.com website. Also, I'm going to Nepal right after that. Me and Mary are taking a group to Nepal if you want to join us. If you want to go to India and then go right to Nepal, you can stay the whole month with us. Or you can just take one of those trips separately. It's both on the website. Check that out. Any other announcements, Miss Mara?
Yeah. Oh, I got an announcement, but you go ahead, Mary.
Okay. We're back to recovery group meetings today at 12:30 and 1 in Cult of Cain Asana class. It's Feel Good Friday with Josh Kane at 10:30 today.
That's great. I was going to say for our Patreon members, but we don't call
our supporting members. Right?
Supporting members. We call them supporting members
on
now.
the Circle platform.
Yeah, and if you haven't supported us and you like what we're doing and you like to support us, we appreciate all your support. Go to Patreon, wisdomofthesages.com.
Don't go to Patreon.
And support us. Never go to Patreon.
And if you're on Patreon, move it on over.
Move it on
over.
And Kastuba, you're going to do an interview tomorrow, and we'll do Q&A day on Sunday. Is that correct?
That's right. Both.
And you're interviewing the professor.
Professor Mans Brew, otherwise known as Brigupad Das. Brilliant professor. He wrote this, when I was doing my Oxford studies, Raghunath.
Yes, yes.
When I was doing my Oxford studies.
Tell me.
I was just saying, tell me. Okay. No jealousy at all there. I didn't sense one drop of it.
While I was playing with Legos and you were...
I was doing my Oxford studies. He was one of the professors. And he spoke, his doctorate was, I believe, if I remember correctly, was this book that he wrote on the guru in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And so, like, just such important research, and people always have a lot of questions about that topic. So I think we'll dig into that.
While you're at it,
Yeah.
ask him about Shukracharya.
He didn't know that. We
I
already
know, but
asked him.
maybe he knows. Maybe he can like look around in some of his library books.
You want me to like you stump him
give
twice?
Him some homework. Give him some homework. Don't stump him twice. No, and also ask him about Narayana Rishi so we could dig more information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be tomorrow at 8. But another announcement, and this is the kind of thing we're going to, you and me, we got to get more and more. This is now that we've moved over to this Circle platform, and we can do things that were like harder to do. Patreon just didn't facilitate it.
Like what?
Tonight, I'm having a little private get together.
Yeah.
In my home.
Yeah.
Professor will be there.
Yeah.
And others. And we're going to talk on Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, Purushottama Yoga.
Okay.
And we're going to broadcast it live on Circle. Stream it.
Oh, you're going to lie? Oh, that. Well, we
it.
always did that. We did Sweet Baby Krishna was that all the time.
Well, that was on Zoom. This is going to be for our supporting members.
Oh, you mean it's going to go right on the Wisdom
straight on
website?
Straight on the website.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's very cool.
Yeah. That'll be at 6 o'clock.
So you can, okay.
Now, Nityananda Chandra will get the word out about that.
He sends it out to
on the platform itself, I suppose.
Okay, great.
So there's an announcement.
You peer right into your house and watch what you're doing.
Is it 6:30?
6:30. No. 6:30. People already know. Kastuba.
Okay, 6:30.
Okay.
Thank you, Chapuji.
Thank you.
6:30 or so. And I think there's an announcement area on the new website, right? Is that right, Mara?
Yeah, there's a section that's What's Up, I think, for the announcement.
It's called What's
WOTS,
Up.
Yeah.
Oh, What's Up? That's so clever.
Still use that one.
that was me, right? But
okay, good.
but yeah, so you go to What's Up to get that announcement. It'll tell you how to tune into that. But that's only for our supporting members. But that's one of the advantages you get. All right.
This is getting to be more and more like flying first class now.
It's
here, everybody. Sit down here in this gigantic couch-like seat. Lay down, because we're about to open the barn doors for Coach.
What do you say?
No, it's we were just trying to thank you, everybody. Anyway, thanks for everybody for supporting us. And speaking of support, my friend,
I support your new growth of hair.
Thank you.
What you're talking about?
No, I wasn't going to talk about that growth, but thank you very much. I got 4 compliments on my hair yesterday.
Well, no, I was going to say, here's the question. So you're surprised.
Well, I am surprised because I'm not growing it. I was
what are you laughing about back there, Mara? What was that?
No, I only did it for my 10-year-old who's going to come back, and he wants to see my hair.
Pleasantly surprised.
Even Thomas Essig goes, "Hey, you and me growing out our hair together." I was like, "No, you're growing out your hair. I have no hair to grow out. I'm just doing this to prove to my son that I don't." But apparently, yet I have some.
Look at you stroking it like that.
Yeah,
now here's the question.
Mara jokes because I comb it a little.
Why are you laughing? Now here's the question.
They say combing stimulates growth.
So far, so good, I would say. But the question is, where does it go from here? Where does it go, Raghunath?
It's gonna go to me shaving it up, unless I get another 10 people who like it. I might just keep it.
Let's go to the chat board and let's hear what everybody has
no, please.
No.
By the way, we had a wonderful, wonderful packed program.
Saraswati says man bun.
Man,
Mara's like,
I can't do a man bun. I can't. Man bun, you need hair that grows in the top to make the. Oh, no.
You tie it all back.
No, that's sort of like the hippie ponytail guy.
No, it's a sadhu top knot.
It's not a sadhu top knot. You need a full head of hair for a sadhu top knot.
Okay, go ahead. Enough of that. What were you going to say, Rogan?
So we had an incredible program last night. It was packed. At the 11th hour,
nice.
Madhava got in a car accident.
No.
Yeah, no one was hurt, but the car was trashed.
Oh boy!
And you know, I was so brokenhearted because people have been working so hard, cleaning the place,
Oh, he
you
never
know,
made it.
prepping the place, Maris cooking all day long, flower decorations everywhere, and he could have made it. But we have this very sweet Maya led kirtan,
Oh,
Seth led kirtan, I
okay.
led kirtan, and it just people were just understanding and loving, and it was a very, very sweet night. And you know what we've created in this
Community, kirtan
no,
community.
well, not just that. It was like we had dinner, a beautiful
Okay.
wasn't it a nice spread last night? I'm here with about 15 others
Romero
right
makes
now,
great bread. There's no
or
doubt about
15
that.
live. Well, we had a beautiful spread, and then we had kirtan, and then I think we had an after hours kirtan. I wasn't away for that, and then everyone slept. A bunch of people slept over, and we're having the show and breakfast. I was like, it's almost like a mini retreat. It was like a one. I think we're gonna have special concert nights in the summer.
Oh,
Wouldn't
got
that
to
be
do
cool?
this. And then you
Where we sleep
broadcast him.
overnight for one day. It's a 1 day retreat almost. It's not even a day. It's like an overnight. It's an overnight concert series
And you broadcast that on the new platform. You see?
on the
That's
Circle platform.
the Circle platform. That's beautiful. I'm so sorry to hear about that accident. It does it is consistent with the old
Everyone,
aphorism.
make sure you're out.
Oh yeah, shut it does align with the old aphorism I used to live by. Bad
What?
things happen when you leave the city.
Are you kidding? Bad things. My aphorism: bad things happen in the city.
Okay.
It happened in the city.
Did it happen in the city?
It happened in the city.
Well,
like
he
in
was
the
trying to
Bronx or
leave the
something.
city. That's the thing.
This is why certain New Yorkers never leave New York because
No, I used to live
aphorism.
like that, but I'm not that anymore. I like to leave the city. But nobody was hurt, huh?
No, except their vehicle.
Well, we had a beautiful night in the city.
Yeah.
It was this church. You know, there's that church right on the south part of Washington Square Park. I don't know. To me, it kind of looks like Spanish architecture. But I
Yeah.
could totally wrong
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that. So it was in that church.
Wow.
But the church it's not functioning as a church, so it's kind of wide open. There's no pews or anything. And it was, oh man, the place, just good energy in there, Raghunath. Good
Really?
energy. Yeah. So we had a beautiful time. They went to 6 till midnight.
Wow.
I didn't stay up all night, but yeah. You're getting some recommendations over here, Raghunath. The latest one was grow it out, start massaging it with a mixture of rosemary and castor oils.
I don't
also,
care so much. I don't even look good with hair. People, you can stop. Kostu was joking.
Bring
It's
garage
all coming off soon.
oil.
As soon as my son sees it and realizes it's going nowhere quick,
He might like it.
let's go on to our nuggets. Get off
Okay.
the top of my head, please. Okay.
Who's it from?
My favorite and yours, Leo Tolstoy.
Not just Leo Tolstoy.
Count Leo Tolstoy. I
Thank
never
you.
knew they called him Count. He was aristocracy in Russia, and he became an aristocracy. He was a count. He became he was a deep thinker, a writer.
Yeah.
And then he was a vegetarian. His wife wasn't happy that he became a vegetarian. He used to go out with all his like servants, because if you're a count, you have a bunch of servants. It was the days of lots of servants.
I think he had like a little bit of a spiritual community going on too. Like
he had a huge spiritual. He became like a guru in the Greek
That's what I
Orthodox
mean.
Church. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would eat with them because they were all vegetarians, because the poor didn't eat meat.
Oh, I see.
So he would sit outside and she would eat alone.
Well, let's talk about her a little bit. What was she all about?
Yeah, interesting lady.
Okay.
Anyway, this is what he said.
Yes,
As we live through thousands of dreams in our present life.
we certainly do.
Oh, yeah.
Every night.
So is our present life only one of many thousands of such lives.
Oh, the micro and the macro.
Right. Which we enter from the other more real life. Right.
More real. They're both real in one sense.
They're both real in one sense. But we're going to enter one through one and then return after death.
Oh, okay.
Our life is but one of the dreams of that more real life. And so it is.
Read that again. You read that. Our
life is but one of the dreams of that more real life.
Okay.
And so it is endlessly until the very last one, the very real life of God.
Oh.
I hate to say it, but this sounds like cultural appropriation. And I say that only because these guys must have read the Bhagavad Gita.
No, he did.
Yeah, I know. They should just say, you know
It's
what?
not
I'm getting
cultural
off. I know
appropriation. That's just
well, I'm just saying they should just say, you know, this is I know you guys
Well,
are
it's just
we're
a
all, I know
quote.
we're
We
all
don't-
Christians here, but I got this from the Bhagavad Gita. I'm going to bring it back to Christianity. I'm going to give credit to the acharyas of
Well, maybe he did. This is just one quote. I don't even know exactly where it
Yeah.
came from.
yeah. What were we reading yesterday? I was like, this is
Yeah.
also cultural appropriation.
Well, what we
Who
were
who
talking
was our,
about
what was our nugget yesterday?
yesterday's nugget. Oh man, let me see. I'll tell you in 1 second.
I was like, this is a cultural appropriation. They're taking it all from the East. They
It was
can't.
from
that
Jonathan
was
Livingston.
Jonathan Livingston
Livingston
Seagull.
Seagull. Totally. Just say, okay, listen, in the preface, I got this all from my study of Eastern philosophy. Now I'm going to bring it back to like
Everybody knew
a
that.
New Age. What's that? Everyone knew
Everybody
that?
knew that. Everybody, when Jonathan
Not
Livingston
necessarily.
Seagull came out, I think everybody knew that this was influenced by that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm just saying you can't say you appreciate. We were talking about yesterday. People say, "Oh, yoga is cultural appropriation to practice it in the West." I mean, these guys actually took the philosophies and wove it into their own teachings, which I'm not even saying I mind. But if you're going to accuse somebody of cultural appropriation,
This is the guy that walks around saying, "Turn your what into appreciation."
turn your expectations into appreciations.
Yeah. Do you do you give?
No, I don't care. I don't care if people borrow anything from anywhere.
No, but that's. It sounded like you did a second ago.
Well, I'm just throwing it back at these extremists who are always saying you're stealing that, you're cultural appropriating that.
Tolstoy's
You're not allowed to teach yoga. Can't call it yoga anymore.
Let the seagulls say whatever they want. Right now.
Okay.
But let's get into this nugget.
All right, this is a great nugget.
Yeah.
Again, it's like whether you have a night terror. Ever have a night terror, Kostuba?
A night terror, a bad dream.
Bad dream. Some people call them night terrors.
I suppose I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a weird one the other night. Boy.
Okay. Don't
go ahead.
squirrel us out here, kid.
No, I forget it. But it was weird.
Yeah, night terrors or these dreams. I sometimes have dreams of like everything is like incredible. Dreams like that.
Yeah.
Or just sort of like just some busyness. Sometimes I'll have a plan or it's all like, you know, I have a reoccurring dream about, okay, we're in the new house, like a dream again and again, like we're in a new house. And the interesting thing is in this lifetime, I've entered into a new home, new apartment, new home, new house,
dream.
They're all dreams. Why? Because they're not here now. And the only thing that separates those dreams from my dreams at night when I've actually moved around the country or something is that the Venn diagram is they're all temporary.
Yeah.
I'm not in Canoga Park or Santa Monica or Brooklyn or they're all temporary. They're all dreams in my mind, just like I dreamt at night.
This
but
is
the
a bit of a
emotions keep
Fibonacci
moving,
thing.
right? The emotion in the dreams, I still have those emotions like, oh, this is cool. Oh,
Just as real.
This is real. They all
just
felt
as real. You
real.
feel it. Yeah, you feel it just as real. It's kind of like he's saying, like imagine this. Say you sit down and you get plugged into a virtual reality. Now you're living in that world, and the more time you spend in it, the more real it feels. Then within that virtual reality, you enter another virtual reality. Okay? So like you're in the virtual reality and someone in the virtual reality says, here, put on these goggles and put it. And now you're in a second virtual reality within the virtual reality.
That's why I can't play video games. Do you know that?
But hold on. Don't run off. Don't run off yet.
I'm not. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm holding hands, pinkies.
All right.
We're walking together through this, man.
Are we? Okay. I thought you were running off in another direction.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Okay. So
Rubbing
now
shoulders.
Now you're in that second virtual reality within the first virtual reality within reality.
Right.
And in that second level of virtual reality, you might say, well, this is just a virtual reality. You know, like
right.
This isn't real. Yeah, but it's as real, and what you experience in that, you feel it the same way as you felt it in the second virtual reality or the first virtual reality. And you feel it in a similar way as you feel in the reality. These are all, it's not any less real than the first level of the virtual reality. And Tolstoy is saying that we think a dream is just this completely different thing. It's just some bizarre other category of awareness.
Hmm.
Well, what about if we were in a similar thing right now?
Sure.
And throughout the ages, whether it's coming from sacred texts like Bhagavatam or Mahabharata, Ramayana, or other stories through other creative writers, all the way up to modern days and science fiction and Matrix and all that.
Hmm.
It's not like we don't get plenty of clues, plenty of ideas, at least, and let's not even say that this is fact, but to get us thinking, right? To get us thinking, maybe there's something more. Maybe I shouldn't just say that this is the only reality and there can't be anything beyond this. Maybe I need to dig deeper. I need to inquire. I need to ask questions. I need to hear from great thinkers and think for yourself. We're not saying this is dogma. Like, we're saying, like, what if this isn't the reality?
I'm not even looking at you.
Tolstoy was convinced that it wasn't.
I'm looking at your avatar. Ever think like that?
Yeah.
This isn't even them. This isn't Mara. This is her avatar of her soul. Think like that. And the interesting thing is, the Mara machine here, this has all been programmed by bloodlines of whatever. She's a
Papa-Tony.
a mutt of Papa Tony, of a mutt bloodline coming down.
You don't have to call her a mutt.
Well, I didn't want to say she's Italian or
the pedigree, like
a pedigree. That's what I meant. Did I say mutt?
She's like a thoroughbred.
Pedigree.
She's a thoroughbred.
Sorry, Krishna. Sorry, Mara. What I meant mutt was just like mixed different races and things like that. Okay. But the thing is, it's been programmed, and it's just really the avatar's been programmed. What's it like to step away from the programming? That's the real sort of unconditioning we're trying to do with the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. And
what I was saying, why I can't play video games. I was like, look at my kids. My son's like, hey, play this game with me. I was like, don't you understand? I'm already in illusion. I don't want to go into double illusion. I'm already in a big illusion.
Yeah.
This is double the illusion now.
Right. And we were talking about fantasy yesterday. Double illusion. Right?
Fantasy, right? Our meditation is fantasy. Double illusion. How about you play a game with me called Let's Get Out of the Illusion?
What do we go?
This is better than the video game. Let's go backwards.
The fact that we're
treat each other like spirit souls instead of picking up virtual machine guns and blowing up zombies.
Yeah, the fact that we want the movie or we want the virtual reality or we want the fantasy is an indication that the fantasy isn't satisfying. So we need to turn it around and go back to the reality. And so, again, here's Tolstoy saying that this life is just like a dream, this whole lifetime. If you took the whole thing, then you enter into the next dream. That's your next life, right? And it's like a Groundhog Day thing where you keep going until you learn what you need to learn. He says, what did he say? Our life is but one of the dreams of that more real life. We have a real life that we need to wake up to. And so it is endlessly. This is pure Upanishads, pure Bhagavad Gita. You take birth again and again and again until the very last one. Well, what's the difference? What's the very real, now you get into the very real life of God. In other words, when you realize your connection with God, when you realize, oh, it's you, that reality is in connection with you. Illusion is in disconnection from you. And that's the prime, that's like the fundamental principle.
Very interesting. What do we look like underneath the body? You know what I mean? We look like something.
What's your eternal form? Here's Svarupa.
Yeah, maybe that's.
What do you think Mara's is? I know what yours is. I know exactly what yours is.
I know.
Rag was manifesting his last night and his dancing.
Elderly gopi?
Yeah. He was dancing with the other gopis with the kirtan. It was sweet.
I was getting all my dance moves from the Madhava's Rock Band video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was very.
And Mara, what do you think?
She's a cowherd boy.
Cowherd boy, okay.
Cowherd boy.
With the turban on, running around, taking care of the cows. That's a nice life, huh?
All right, let's get into Bhagavatam. Ready?
Okay.
Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam madhurayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki, by regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnana Tamarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. My teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading for the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, Text 40.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
okay? You just froze up.
Canto 7, Chapter 10, Text 40.
Yeah, there's
the period there. I was like,
first word.
Am I supposed to say something else now? It's like I just forgot to end the sentence. Okay, Text 40. Who's speaking? Where are we at? We're talking. Oh, Narada's speaking to Yudhisthira.
We're wrapping
talking
it up.
about how these Jai and Vijay have repeatedly come again and again, taken different avatars themselves or forms,
dreams,
dreamlike beings, where they end up getting liberated by the Lord, and then they see them getting the same. They get the same form as the Lord once they're liberated or killed by the Lord. Very interesting.
This is like 10 chapters winding up right here, because it all started with chapter 1 of this canto.
It's sort of like if I ran into Sishupala and here he is bad. Like this is a good example for all of us. If I ran into Sishupala and Shishupala's walking around bad-mouthing Krishna.
Krishna is Shishupala? No,
if I ran into Shishupala.
I'm asking for our audience out there, who is Shishupala?
Oh, Shishupala's a bad guy. I'm going to make it real simple for you. He's a bad guy. He's a bad king. Right. You know? Evil king. Dark.
Envious to the core.
You know how envious he was?
But very
we got some bad kings out there. He was like a human trafficking king. After he would defeat a king, a kingdom, he would take their leaders and put them in a dungeon. And then he collected kings that he was going to offer to.
Sick in the head.
He was sick. He was like sick in the head type of king.
Okay.
Now, if I was to hear about that, I'd be like, you are so freaking sick. You know? But there again, I can assess him, but I don't know he's got a backstory. He's actually coming from the spiritual world, and and he ended up getting liberated, and all those kings that he kept, they were all liberated by Lord Krishna also. Matter of fact, when Krishna went to liberate all those kings who were kept in the dungeon, Krishna said, I am so sorry you were put in such a horrible situation. And you know what they said? When someone really was, after they went through all that trauma, it's almost like they've got a pass on forgiveness. Everyone else has to forgive except you guys. And they were just like, well, it's only by our karma we got this. Actually, everybody gets some karma, and so you don't have to.
There's a perfect balance, right?
There's a perfect balance. They were not harboring resentment, revenge, or spite. It was like such a lesson. I was like, what?
But on both ends, right? Because you see, the way I'm telling you, Raghunath, I think it's happening in the universities. I'm going to tell you straight up, right? But
tell us, speak, preach it.
But our ability to think is getting limited, is getting narrower, because we've created all these little terms that we snap to, and we're unable to expand, like to say yes and, like, victim blaming. That's a thing. It is certainly a thing. But that doesn't mean that victims don't necessarily play a role in their own, and to acknowledge that and understand that helps us overcome the suffering, right? Mm-hmm. Here, Krishna is saying, I feel so bad that you're suffering in this way. He doesn't come and say, this is your karma, so what should I feel bad about?
Right. On our side, we always feel bad for when people are suffering.
Okay, so that's one half of the equation. On the other side of the
On the other
equation.
side,
Yeah.
whatever I got, I got. This is
No,
what the
don't feel
universe.
bad at all. For me, you know, this is whether it was in this life or in a past life, the results of my actions have manifested in this way. I want to be a better person. You know, victim blaming stops.
Right.
Let us embrace both, right? That let us look at the positive. Oh, you know what? I have a quote that
The Srimad Bhagavatam, the middle path
the middle path,
to
the mushy
fix
middle.
all our nutty behavior and our nutty reactions in this world.
Because yesterday I had a lot of nuggets that we didn't even get to, Raghunath.
You're always nuggetful, Prabhu.
I try. And
You're a big bag of nuggets.
okay, you know who this this
You're
is
nugget noth.
this is coming from W. Somerset Maugham.
W.C. Fields, I love him.
Raghunath.
Go ahead.
Do you know who he is?
No.
Do you know who he is, Mara? W. Somerset Maugham?
Private school. She doesn't know who that is.
Nope.
What were they teaching you?
What are they teaching you over there?
He wrote the book called The Razor's Edge.
I know a guy who wrote a fanzine called The Razor.
I do too, Kalki. but it's and that's a book that his thinking was also. I think he was really into like Paramahamsa Yogananda and that whole.
Okay.
So he was also influenced by Vedanta, and now he gives a little talk on a little quip here on reincarnation.
Tell me.
But it's speaking to the advantage that it plays in character development. He says, has it occurred to you that transmigration, reincarnation, in other words, has it occurred to you that transmigration is at once an explanation and a justification of the evil of the world? If the evils we suffer are results of the sins committed in our past lives, we can bear them with the resignation and hope that if in this one we strive toward virtue, our future lives will be less afflicted.
I like that.
Right? So yeah,
like
so
it's
rather
a
than just
better
saying
way to
victim blame,
frame out pain.
yeah, rather than just saying you're victim blaming now. No, this is what we need to embrace this side of the equation in order to strive toward virtue. Right? We will be more naturally inclined to strive towards virtue if when we're a little child, when we mistreat another child, that the adult in the room doesn't just say, stop that, you're bad, but says, don't you understand how the universe works? That when you harm another, whatever it is that you're inflicting on them is going to come back to you somehow in the future. Don't you know that's the law of the universe, the law of karma? Wouldn't that be helpful for us to cultivate virtue? And so Krishna, as you're saying, Krishna comes forward and he says, I'm so sorry. It doesn't eliminate compassion. Krishna comes forward. Krishna himself comes forward.
I'm so sorry you
feel
went
so
through this
sorry.
horrible
Sorry.
predicament and this trauma.
I feel for you. I feel your pain. You know, there's no blame. He's not blaming. But on the other, coming from the other side, they're saying, no, in order for us to become more virtuous, you know, let us own the suffering. You know, then now you can heal from it rather than just wallow in it forever and blame others and get bitter and get
And
angry.
then live in victimhood. Here's the
Oh,
deal about
God.
victimhood. If you live in victimhood,
You get nowhere.
you're going to be sad forever.
Yeah.
And no matter who apologizes or what reparation you get to try to like pay that debt off, there's never enough to pay it off.
Never.
Once you accept yourself and that becomes part of your identity, it's like having an unlimited desire will never be fulfilled. You have to come to peace. You have to forgive with whatever happened in the past to move forward with a peaceful mind.
W. Somerset Maugham, right there, Ragnar.
Thank you. Text 40. By bhakti, by devotional service, pure devotees who incessantly think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead receive bodies similar to his.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We read the one about the drone yesterday, right? A drone is actually not a wasp, it's a bee. I looked it up.
Oh, really? Yeah. I guess that's it.
I think they can't sting you, right? Isn't
I think
it
it's the male
stingless
bee. But somehow the worm is really afraid. Maybe drone wouldn't have been the right word to use here. Maybe it's like, I'd imagine this thing stings.
Yeah.
But in any case, either way, the worm is the worm is in its little hole in the wall. The the drone or the wasp or the stinging bee, whatever it is, gets right in there. And it's like, oh, there's no escape, and this horrible creature's coming to kill me. This is like nightmare. You want to talk about, what did you call it earlier, Raghunath?
Night terror.
Night terror. You want to talk about terrifying. And because it dies with its consciousness completely, deeply absorbed in the drone, in the wasp, it takes its next birth where its meditation was so deeply absorbed, and it becomes one itself. So there's a principle there. That principle is taught in Bhagavad Gita. I bet maybe even little Karuna knows that verse. Does she know that one? Yum yum vapi.
Yum yum bapi smaram babam
With us today?
Oops.
I only see Karuna's mom here.
Okay. Raghunath.
Yum yum bapi tram yum yum bapi
Smaram.
smaram bavam. Right?
Yajayante kalevaram. Tum tum. What is it? Tum tum?
Tum tum.
Oh, she knows it. Where is she?
All right, let's get her. Get the 10-year-olds. Raghunath can't remember. Get the 10-year-olds
in here.
Their memories are sharper. Karuna, enlighten us. Where are you?
Where'd she go? Little Karuna.
She here.
Just 10 years old.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Karuna.
How are you, Karuna?
You know that one?
I only know the two lines, the first two lines.
We'll take it.
Okay.
Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tejatante kalevaram.
Yum
Okay,
yum
that's
vapi smaram bhavam. Jajat yante kalevaram. Tum tum evaiti kaunteya. Sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Whatever state of being one remembers when they quit their body, when they die. And that's an interesting way of saying it, right? When you quit your body.
It's a British way of saying
Quit the body.
Quit the body.
I wonder
I'm
what
quitting England.
Kishori Gopi, she's a death doula. What does she think of that phrase? Would she
You like that? She's here with us now.
Quit the body?
She likes leave the body.
Leave the body. Quit it. Quit sounds like
good.
Quit has a negative connotation.
In America, it means I give
You're
up this
quitter.
stupid body. Don't be a quitter, but I'm about to die. I'm sorry. You don't want to
Don't
leave your
quit.
body
Don't-
quitting.
Okay, whatever state of being one remembers when they leave the body. Oh, Arjuna, that state they will attain without fail. What are you laughing at?
You don't want to leave your body a quitter.
Okay, so and then the next verse.
I have to die.
The next two verses. Therefore, tasmat. Do you know the next verse, Raghunath? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu.
I don't know that one.
Mamanusmara yudyacha.
Whatever you remember at the time of death.
That was the previous one. Yes.
Okay.
Therefore, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. All of the time. You should be walking around all the time. Mam anusmar, remembering me, remembering Krishna, and yudya, and at the same time fight. Like, do your duties in this world, dig into this world, but always be remembering Krishna in your background. He says, with your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, this is the yogi, right? You will attain me without doubt. In your next birth, because your mind is focused on me, you'll attain me. As the Count was saying earlier, Count Leo Tolstoy, until the final one, where you've attained this consciousness, and then you return to the real life, the life of God, the life where when your absorption is in God, then you return. And then
This all makes so much sense.
so much sense, right?
It makes
then-
so much sense.
And then he says this. This is the next one, text 8:8. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind completely engaged in remembering me. Seeing God everywhere, in the sun, in the moon, in the water, right, in the mountain, in the air, in the heart of every living being. His mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path. He, O Partha, is sure to reach me. That's where this goes, right? So now this verse is saying, the verse that we're reading today is saying that through devotional service, through meditating on God, then in your next life, you get a body like that of God, meaning a body that's eternal, a body without all the frailties and all the problems of the bodies. This equipment that we're in, this is not the equipment we're meant to be using.
No, this is like a faulty rental.
It's
like
a cheap
It's a
virtual reality
rent-a-wreck.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So now let's read this verse again in that note.
40?
Yeah, 40.
By devotional service, pure devotees who incessantly think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead receive bodies similar to his. You want a godlike body? Meditate on the personality of Godhead.
You're not going to find it in the gym. You're
Yeah.
going to find it through meditation.
You're not going to find it in a gym. I want abs like God. This is known as sarupya, right? You get the form, the rupa, as sarupya mukti. Although Shishupal and Dandavakra and other kings thought of Krishna as an enemy, they also achieved the same result. What?
Because their mind was
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Therefore, everything you asked me about how Shishupal and others attained salvation, although they were inimical, has now been explained. I've just shared this with you.
Yeah. That started back in chapter 1 of this canto.
Yeah.
Not
In this narration about Krishna, the personality of Godhead, various expansions or incarnations of the Lord have been described. And the killing of the two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, has also been described.
All right.
This narration describes the characteristics of great and exalted devotees, the great exalted devotee Prahlad Maharaj, his staunch bhakti, his devotional service, and his perfect knowledge, and his perfect detachment from material contamination.
Okay.
It also describes the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. Prahlad Maharaj, in his prayers, has described the transcendental qualities of the Lord and has also described how the various abodes of the demigods and demons, regardless of how materially opulent, are destroyed by the mere direction of the Lord.
All of this is a summary of what we've learned in the past chapters, and it's just hitting important points to think of, important points to contemplate, right? We've seen even Hiranyakashipu went up to the top, you know, but all of that is ultimately destroyed. It's temporary. Prahlad got this, and through understanding these ideas, his devotion became undeviating, right? His consciousness was focused without deviation, deep yogi.
Not only that, his father was killed, right?
Yeah.
Father was killed. He was like, that's okay.
Well, I mean, if the entire universe is destroyed, his father's going to get killed. Right?
Father got killed in front of his eyes.
Yeah.
You know, the principles of Dharma by which one can actually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are called Bhagavat Dharma.
Okay, that's important, right? Because there's other types of Dharma, like
there's Dharma Shastras, like ethics of the running a country, the Dharma of a husband, the Dharma of a wife, the Dharma of a king, the Dharma of a queen.
Yeah,
but
those will help
Dharma,
you. Those will help you cultivate at the least. They'll help you cultivate how to be, a good person and how to get good reactions. They're good for the stability of the individual. They're good for the stability of the family. They're good for the stability of the nation, of the world, of the universe.
You know what? It's almost like we got to give these basic rules to the people nowadays.
Well,
the basic things are just
share your
live.
message. Share your message. but there's a deeper, more confidential type of Dharma called Bhagavat Dharma. That's when you really know about the person behind it all, Bhagavan.
Yeah, it's just the Dharma of the soul. It's the soul's Dharma. We have this Dharma of what we're good at. You're a musician or a writer or an artist, but there's an actual Dharma of the soul, and that's to reconnect with Bhagavan.
And particularly with Bhagavan here. So it's the Dharma in the most personal manifestation of God that one can connect with that. So this Dharma, this type of Dharma, like in other words, there might be so many kinds of more fundamental regular dharmas, like how to be a good husband, how to be a good wife, how to be an ethical business person, etc. That's all great. It's important. We should live by that. But this Bhagavat Dharma means, how do I, through love, connect with beautiful, sweet baby Krishna, the root of all existence? And for that, there's other practices of Dharma. How do I remember him? How do I think of him? How do I meditate on him? How do I serve him? Like that.
All right, text 46. One who hears and chants this narration about the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, is certainly liberated from material bondage without fail. Boom.
Boom.
That's your gift for hearing about this narration. You'll be certainly liberated from material bondage. Thank you.
And again, this statement, it flies in the face of what a lot of yogis or a lot of, like, say, Jnani yogis, for instance, might feel, right? You're telling me that just by hearing this story, this little boy, just by hearing this, I'm liberated from material bondage without fail? Because I know a lot of yogis that for lifetimes practice Jnana yoga, they have to renounce the whole world. They have to, live incredibly austere lives in order to maybe achieve freedom from bondage, to get mukti. You're telling me you hear this narration and you chant it, and without fail, you get it?
Well, also people could argue, well, I just read it, not liberated. You're wrong. It's as if like you're in New York, you're going to LA. Once they close that door and they say put on your seatbelts, it's as good as if you're in LA. You know what I mean? You're not going to get hijacked. But once you're in that door and you're on the plane, it's as good. So once
in other words,
that taste for the Bhagavat Dharma,
yeah,
that taste for Harinam, the taste for the Kirtan, the holy name, the Vaishnav Seva, once you get that taste, it's as good as being liberated. It means you're in the plane going there.
All right.
What do you think about that's my purport by Raghunath? What do you think about that?
I appreciate it. And for instance, like two people back in New York, and they said, well, where's Raghunath? Well, he's gone. He went to LA.
He's in LA. I'm not actually. I'm flying over Kansas City. Yeah. But yeah, I'm in LA for the most part.
As long as you don't get stuck in Scranton on the way.
Scranton.
We'll stop over.
Text 47. Prahlad Maharaj was the best among exalted devotees. Anyone who with great attention hears this narration concerning the activities of Prahlad Maharaj, the killing of Hiranyakashipu, and the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nrsimhadev, surely reaches the spiritual world where there is no anxiety. Wouldn't that be nice?
Vaikuntha, no anxiety.
Matter of fact, honey, the water is boiling over in the stove. Don't worry about it. It's going to work itself out. Okay. The barn's on fire. Not a big deal here. There's no worry. There's no worry. I wonder if things go wrong, but you just don't have to worry. Like the barn's on fire, but I'm just not going to worry about it. No, it'll take care of itself. Or if barns don't burn in Vaikuntha.
Everything's eternal there, Raghunath.
Everything's eternal.
Everything's self-luminous.
Even if it burns, it's probably like, hey, how nice.
It's a good burn.
It's going to come back. It's going to burn, go away, and you'll be fine.
So again, we hear that simply
eternal bonfire.
This is real important, Raghunath. This is real important. We may have to end on this point today. Hear me out.
Let me be the judge of that.
Okay. Well, as long as you're paying attention, I'm happy.
Tell me.
So again, to many yogis, this might sound like some kind of exaggeration because isn't hearing these stories that come in the latter Vedic scripture, do we even call it Vedic? Some people would argue. These Puranas and the Itihasas, these are for like less intelligent people. These are for like the Shudras, like the people that don't really know anything. It's some stories. It's not like the serious Vedanta that you find in the Upanishads where you practice this intense renunciation. You're telling me just by hearing these stories, you achieve this? And yes, that's what the Bhagavatam's here to tell you. It may sound easy, but it works. And it works better than anything. And this goes back to Bhagavad Gita, right? We're in the 13th chapter. Krishna says, some perceive the super soul within themselves through meditation. That means like the Ashtanga Yoga, described in the Yoga Sutras, very demanding practice. Then he says, others through the cultivation of knowledge. That's Jnana Yoga. Again, intense renunciation, cold, stoic, stark kind of analysis. It's nothing easy. And still others through working without fruit of desires. That's Karma Yoga. And then the next verse he says, and again, there are those who, even if they're not conversant in spiritual knowledge, even if they're not some brilliant philosopher, but if they begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Shruti Parayana says, they're connected through hearing. He says because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death. It's as simple as hearing Bhagavatam every day. It will give you the insights, the realizations, the vision of truth. and you're free. Because the truth will set you free, Raghunath.
I believe. I think the people why people are here, because we've all experienced that to some degree, and we want more.
I want more.
Mara, what are some takeaways we can use today as the seasons of the life change before us, as things start to break apart today, I come to my knees and I start crying, but I'll think, but Mara left this nugget for me to lift me higher.
It better be good, Mara.
No, they're not. They're not nuggets. They're takeaways. I confused it with the nugget.
Yeah.
What are your
Yeah, takeaways are
takeaways today,
nuggets,
Miss Mara?
Our new homes are just a dream.
Aw.
No,
What if
that's
this?
Congratulations, you brought a new home. It's our dream home. Ever say that? It's our dream home. Yes, it
Exactly.
is.
You're gonna wake up.
It's our forever home. No, it's not.
Might
It's a
become your
dream.
nightmare home.
What if this isn't the reality?
What if? Just think
What
about it,
if?
right?
What
Consider it.
what a spin on everything.
Right.
What a plot change.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
A twist.
Srimad Bhagavatam unconditions us.
Unconditions us.
Deconditioner.
Oh.
I like that.
Deconditioner.
Decondition. Yeah.
Fantasy and video games are double illusion.
The double illusion. Double bubble. It's a double bubble of illusion.
It's a double bubble of trouble.
Oh.
You guys are good. The only reality is our connection to God.
Yeah, when you get you wake up from all the dreams and then you're connected.
Even the evil King Shishupala has a backstory.
He does.
Everybody's got a backstory. Careful who you condemn.
And he was
who
sick
you
in the
hate.
head.
He was sick in the head. He did some sick in the head things. That's what my mom says. He's sick in the head, that guy.
Maybe
Sick in the head.
Maybe that should be a band name. Like they can open for Siggivall. We're
sick
sick
of
of the head.
We're sick in the head.
And then the guys in Siggivall.
Honored to be
like,
here
"Come
playing
on,
for
man."
sick of it all.
The guys in Siggivall are gonna be like, man, get your own name.
Yeah.
Be compassionate when others are suffering and think of your own suffering as a karmic reaction.
There you go. Solved all the problems again. That simple statement. Good night,
Say
everyone.
it again. Say it again.
Be compassionate when others are suffering
Yes, of course.
Right. There's two
And-
sides to
yeah.
this, right? Yeah. And
and think
And-
of your own suffering as karmic reaction.
own it.
Own it. And
Now we got a
once you
perfect
own
formula.
it, you're free.
It's got compassion. It's got truth. It's
Yeah.
it's
Try it.
make them
If
both.
you think we're crazy, try it out. Next time you're suffering, say, you know what? Whatever I did, I got this, and I don't want future pain. So I'm going to change my activities going
and
forward.
if someone else is suffering,
You say, oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah.
What are you going through?
and then when the time is right,
A little spoonful of truth.
What's that?
thank you, Mara. You're doing Raghunath. He went off.
He was,
He was gone.
Well, you froze. I was like, is he frozen?
no, he was waiting for you to
I was
finish.
queuing you up.
Yeah.
I had it all teed up for you, Raghunath.
Go.
Krishna
You're there,
doesn't
kid.
victim blame.
Krishna doesn't.
No, he didn't.
When
he
you
came and
li-
said, I'm so sorry. His heart is so soft. It's like
It is.
butter. It's like soft butter, Raghunath. Because he just eats the butter all the time.
Yeah.
And his heart's become like that butter.
Which I'm not sure how this next one fits with his butter-like body, but want a God-like body? Meditate on him.
Butter body.
Butter body. You want a better body? Want a better butter body?
Want a better body?
I can help you
Get a
get a-
better body.
I can help you get a better butter body.
It said that when Lord Nityananda was a boy, everyone would just look at him and he was just so sweet. It's like almost hard to describe just how sweet his face was. They said he was like a puppet made of butter.
Puppet made of butter. How do you even move that puppet?
It moved.
That is a great.
He'd be like,
I want to
"Oh,
buy a better butter. I want to buy a better butter body.
better
I want to
butter
buy
body."
a better butter body.
Maybe that should be like, maybe you should get back into like an exercise. You should become like an exercise guru, like one of those guys, and call it Better Butter Body.
better butter body. Yeah, I'm sure everyone would sign up for like, yeah, I need a
It might
I need
go
a
over well
trainer.
like in Gujarat.
my body's too fit and ripped. I need a butter body. Where's Raghu? Oh, I can help here.
Okay, we're gonna start by eating this butter.
Here, just. And then we're gonna eat about 20 avocados.
Today's butter has little pieces of rock candy in it.
Yes.
Once you get a taste for Bhagavat Dharma, you're as good as liberated.
There you
Yep.
go.
You're on the plane.
It's as simple as hearing Bhagavat Dharma every day.
That's simple.
Even little Karuna does it.
And
We're living in a cheap rent-a-rack.
we're living in a cheap rent-a-rack. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Ooh, here we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Jai Jagannath Mahamahotsava. Rath Yatra is coming up tomorrow in New York. We hope to see everybody there at
Bring
the Wisdom
cookies.
of the Sages table. Bring some cookies. We're going to give them out. We're going to be there.
Bring some butter.
Singing, dancing. I'll show you some of my dance moves.
Oh, you got new dance moves?
Yeah, stolen from the Madhavas rock band Paturanga video.
Is he good at them, Mara?
He's great.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Good.
I
He's been
accept that.
perfecting them. Yeah.
Soup, I want to
Does
see
he
you
practice
dance tomorrow.
Does he practice?
Of
Like
course.
in front of the
I dance
mirror?
all day.
Yeah,
I dance and sing all day long.
it's true.
Kimmy Carroll's baking cookies for tomorrow. Yes. Oh, is Kimmy Carroll? You bringing the fam?
And you have to offer the cookies too, right? You have to
Yeah, you
offer
got offer the cookies with love. And if you don't even know what that means, I keep it really simple. Get a picture of Krishna and say, Krishna, I baked these for you. Will you please accept these? And then just chant Hare Krishna 3 times. Simplest way. Remember to join Wisdom of the Sages in some of our favorite places. We're going to be bathing in the river, seeing in the Ganga, seeing sacred temples, sacred people, sacred places, eating sacred food.
If you're in the city, New York, 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock this afternoon, Tompkins Square Park, the place where it all started.
Yeah.
Lots
I want
of
to
good
thank
time
everybody
inside.
here
Whoa,
who's saying hi, everybody.
Whoa.
Are you still
What was
going?
that? What was that? You just, yeah.
Oh, my
Cut away
God.
from it. That's a wonderful thing. Back it up. Let's have a little enthusiasm.
We're doing it. We're all going there to the park to see Lord Jagannath
No, today.
today.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone-
today.
a lot
I
of
missed
people
that.
here ahead of
A lot of
Yeah,
people are
it's-
here ahead of there, man.
Kishori Gopi's headed down.
Kishori Gopi's there, going there. David Madhava's going. Who
Wow.
else we got going?
Dan
Everybody. Yvette.
Murphy,
Yvette's trying to make a run for it right now.
Bucky's trying to escape.
Funky's trying to escape.
Funky.
Bhakta Udi, I've tackled him. He can't go anywhere. Pope Pius is going. We got a good crew here. We have the Jersey crew. We got Braja Sundari Radha's here.
Henry's going.
Dan
Yvette-
Murphy,
Yvette's
he's
going?
not going. Are you going? He's going too. Everybody's going. Anyway, people. I wonder if Carla Cromack's going. All right. Listen, guys, we're going to go. Everybody's here. We're going to have some breakfast. Beautiful day for a beautiful day. Jai Jagannath. Let the magic continue to flow in a big